Welcome, guys, to Sexy Hot Takes. We are going to talk about Street Fighter 6 announcement. Um, the trailer came out on Monday this week. And guys, did you get a chance to see it? How about you, Nav?
Yeah, I stayed up. The Capcom made this big deal about countdown, and so I saw the countdown clock and literally saw it count down to 0, and then Street Fighter 6. Can't say it was unexpected. I think pretty much the rumor mill across the internet was like Street Fighter 6. We're all massive Street Fighter fans. Like the four of us, I think it was something that when we were kids was something that actually brought us together and made us closer as friends. Was kicking each other's asses at Street Fighter. Um,
Correction, me kicking their asses.
Yeah.
But continue.
All right. Well, let's agree to disagree on that point. But yeah, I'm excited for it. I like obviously like you guys watching at home can see the trailer like running on loop just below us. I'm interested. Like the art style kind of seems to be a mix of kind of Street Fighter 5, 6 with like a little bit more of a realistic feel. I'm interested in the direction they're going to go. I think to me they lost their way a little bit with Street Fighter. Like I don't feel there's been like a truly excellent Street Fighter game since Street Fighter 3. But yeah, I'm excited for it. I'm excited to see what direction they take it and how technical it is. I would like them, from what I would like them to slow it down a little bit. I think that'd be cool if it was a little
The
bit more
rumors
slower.
the rumors are they're going to use the RE engine. So, what do you think about that, Has?
Yeah, so it's a really good engine. First of all, fighting games need engine support, really high frame rates, and I think RE engine's been tested in like Devil May Cry 5. Obviously the recent Resident Evil games. It's quite a versatile engine, so I think it would certainly do the job.
So has it? So I know I played Devil May Cry 5. Thought it was an excellent game. Didn't realize it was using the RE engine. But has there been? Can you name any games that use that engine that are online and multiplayer? Because obviously, like I agree that from a technical perspective, from Devil May Cry, it was a great game and it's held that steady frame rate while also looking amazing. But there was no online component. So I think that's very important for a game like this.
Well, I think as we progress the discussion, we'll talk about the rollback netcode in another upcoming Capcom game. So no, I'm not aware of any game, the RE game, which has got online capability. But I think the online component will be quite solid. In terms of me for Street Fighter 6, I disagree with you, Nav. I really enjoyed Street Fighter 4. I thought it was a really good entry into the series with some interesting characters. I didn't play much of 5, if I'm honest. No, for me, the controller is really important. I'm a controller player, and since is it Mad Catz went out of business, yeah, I need a traditional Saturn-esque 6-button pad to really get to grips with a Street Fighter game.
Bad workman always blames his tools, buddy. When I'm kicking your ass.
Anyway, enough of that. Street Fighter 6. I think this is the first Street Fighter which is technically set after Street Fighter 3. So, in terms of the storyline and what's canon, it's going to be interesting what characters, if any, from Street Fighter 3
Does anyone care about Street Fighter canon? Like with
Well,
Mortal Kombat, they actually made it like a real strong like focus of the game to have a really good single player. Like Street Fighter. I mean, I don't know. Has it changed? Like I didn't play Street Fighter 5. I completely skipped over 5. It looked too much like 4, and I didn't like 4. But
I don't think this. I'm not sure how much the storyline matters. Any Street Fighter fan in the comments, let us know how important the storyline is to the franchise. But I think it'll be interesting to see who from Street Fighter 3 would make it in. I mean, have you got anyone that you guys want to see return? Any fan favorites or personal favorites?
All from 3. Yeah, there's some the twins definitely. I love them. Was it? I can't remember the names now. Is it Yin and? I want to say something cliche like Yin and Yang, but it's not. Is it?
I'm letting you hang. Let him hang himself.
All right, go on. Yeah, go on.
Was it cliche? Wasn't it? I'm sure one of them
it's
was.
Close. It's close,
Very
but
close.
not quite.
Yeah, because like a lot of times when they do the translation into English, they do cliched like names.
No, I don't think that's. You can try and dig yourself out of that hole with like translations, but
I'm like, all right,
that
I'm gonna
definitely
quickly
wasn't
look
a
it
thing.
up.
But we know
No,
but we know who you mean. Like at the end of the day, we know who you're talking about. Yeah,
yeah, but go on. What about you, Nav?
Yang and Yun is who you're talking about.
That's close.
Yang is pretty much my favorite character from.
So I only
the
got
Street
one of
Fighter
them right. That's
series.
50% correct.
I would really like I don't know. Was Makoto was in 4, wasn't she? They brought her into 4.
Pretty sure she was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed Makoto. I would love to see and Gen or Gen, however you want to pronounce it, was in 4. I'd love to see him in
Elena?
that. Didn't rate Elena. I don't know. Just didn't rate Elena.
I liked Elena.
Obviously, like
I want to see definitely. I want to see Dudley, more Dudley. Awesome character. And
Dudley was amazing.
I know a lot of people weren't a fan, but I really liked Alex as well. As a grappler, he's quite accessible.
Yeah, I think it was very risky of them when the original Street Fighter 3 came out, the first one. The fact that they were pitching him basically as a replacement for Ryu and Ken was a mistake. Like
a big mistake.
Yeah, if they just put him in as a character, I think he would have been absolutely loved. But it was like, no, this guy's replacing like pretty much the favorites. It's like, nah, like that wasn't going to fly with anybody. I think. I enjoyed watching Alex. I was never very good playing as Alex. But yeah, and Guy, I really loved Guy from like the Alpha series. I would love to see him in the game. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I just don't want to. I also don't want to drop money on it when it first comes out because I've got a feeling like Capcom being Capcom are going to release 10 different editions, and you're not going to see the final.
Oh, there
edition.
was a leak about that actually. There was like literally they've got 12-month spaces planned for different iterations of it already.
Yeah, but they said that about Street Fighter 5, and that was a lie. Like it wasn't a lie, but basically when it sold really badly, they then decided to kind of change that plan and kind of brought a lot of it forward.
Yeah, well, they went to like DLC, didn't they? So.
Well, no. So I mean, the original plan was DLC, and it was like you can buy these characters with in-game currency, and don't worry, you'll earn more than enough in-game currency to kind of like be able to buy characters that you like, and all of that went to pot because like I think when you do something like that, you really need to have the balance right of like how much currency you're earning and people being able to play their favorite characters and giving people enough of a roster at the beginning. And I think Capcom just made every mistake that they could have made with 5. They did make, and that's why I never went near it. I never touched the game because it was just like
most fighting games nowadays. They rely on that additional revenue, so they're gonna have load of DLC characters.
Is this going to be games as service then? You reckon it might go even free to play?
So here's the thing. I don't know about free to play. Like Dead or Alive is free to play, right? And they're doing massively successfully as a free to play game.
You have to buy a load of costumes and stuff like that?
Yeah, so they've got
unlock back in the Dreamcast.
Yeah, true. And I think Dead or Alive. We don't have to go deep into why, but costumes clearly matter to a lot of people in Dead or Alive. That's kind of like quite a focus around Dead or Alive. But you look at Mortal Kombat is like a prime example of a game that you can say all you want that it relies on DLC characters because it does. There was a ton of combat packs, and every combat pack came with 3 or 4 additional characters. But the base game, how many characters did they have? It had an absolutely metric ton of original characters, not original, but like Mortal Kombat characters in the game. What did Street Fighter 5 launch with? Like I think it was less than 10.
And no, it was more than that. It was more than that.
Was it?
I'm pretty sure. Yeah.
Okay. Well, I mean, it didn't launch with many.
But it wasn't. There's barely any game modes. There's barely any characters. It had a really, really challenging launch, shall we say?
Okay, so it had 15 base characters. And then for every season they released another 6. To give it and they've had 5 seasons so far, so like an additional 30 characters after they launched, which I think that's a lot. But then you're talking about editions. So they released Arcade Edition, which came a year out after the original game, and that came with 24 of the 30 characters they released on DLC. So you could either buy the game on launch, get 15 characters, or buy the game a year later with 39 characters almost.
Yeah, but you miss out on a year of playing the game.
Well, but if everybody did that, then no one misses out.
And plus, you'll be like a scrub
But if
a
everyone,
year
but if
into the
every,
game,
but if everyone did that, then no one would miss out. If
yeah, but
everyone
then
decides not to buy it,
the game would tank, and then Capcom
and then
wouldn't support it.
Capcom would learn their lesson
Nah,
that
it doesn't work like that.
you shouldn't play stuff like that. It's absolutely ridiculous to play with stuff like
But
that.
how successful has been 5? Have they not learnt from those lessons?
I don't think 5 was particularly successful. I might be wrong. I mean, I didn't keep up with it at all because I just lost interest in it altogether. Adrian?
Yeah, nor did I.
Yeah, I mean the fact that it went PlayStation exclusive, yeah,
That
I
clearly
kind of
hurt as
lost.
well. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, review wise, it reviewed 7s, which for a Street Fighter game is
But
quite low.
remember, it's a niche game, and Street Fighter games and fighting games, they are very technical. There's a high skill ceiling. So I think, I wonder how the
All right.
latest King
I,
Fighters game is going to review.
I think
Probably
a Street Fighter 4, which I personally didn't like, you did reviewed as 9s.
okay.
So
You know what?
niche game, and yet
I'm
the
gonna
game.
go to I'm
Yeah.
gonna go to Metacritic.
Well, I mean, I'm telling you what Metacritic. I'm telling you right now.
Okay.
It reviewed 9s, and then the re-releases, the Ultra editions reviewed 8s, but like the original game when it came out reviewed 9s. So, like averaging 93, 94 on PS3, Xbox, and then look at Street Fighter 5, 74.
That's because there was hardly any characters, hardly any game modes.
Well, I mean,
I think if they went back and
is that what they're going to do with 6?
if journalists went back and reviewed the game, then I think maybe they'll get different scores.
So
But, hey,
so they went back and they reviewed Street Fighter 4 with the Ultra editions, and they got lower scores.
no.
Yep. Because it was a re-release game. So you had Street Fighter 4, which like I just told you, I'm literally on Metacritic right now. It's got like 94, and then the re-release like Super Ultra edition, the Ultra edition, got 80s. So the PS3 version specifically, 94 on PS3, the Ultra edition 83, lost 11 points after all the bug fixes and the improvement in netcode and all the additional characters. It actually lost points, which also I kind of goes back to your point. I agree that fighting games are a bit of a niche. They aren't like a mass. You're not going to sell 10 million copies of fighting games. That just doesn't happen. So maybe and also maybe the market's just changing. People want to play Call of Duty. They don't want to play Street Fighter anymore.
or generic open world game 101.
Yeah, of course. So that could have an effect on review scores as well. And also I think Street Fighter is in a market now where you can't have a game that, in my opinion, you can't have a fighting game that doesn't have a really great like single player story. Like I think Mortal Kombat to me changed the game in that regard. Like Mortal Kombat 9, 10, 11, fantastic single player experiences, almost like watching a movie. I've watched numerous YouTube videos where people effectively like just showing you the cutscenes and you think this is fantastic. Like why is Street Fighter not doing this? Why have they not like put any kind of production money into actually like making it? And it's not like Mortal Kombat's a weaker fighting game for it. It's still a great fighting game, and they've got all this stuff on top for people playing it by themselves. Injustice, same developer, excellent experience. Dragon Ball Z, fantastic experience. Guilty Gear, Street Fighter is coming in to a market now which is a lot more flooded with excellent alternatives. Whereas back in the day there wasn't really any alternatives. There was a few, and they were all right. They weren't anywhere near the production quality of a Capcom game. But now, like fighting games are.
I was gonna say it's Blaze Blue and Guilty Gear and the latest King of Fighters. Do they have good single player experience?
I haven't played any of those. I think Arc System Works make reasonably good like single player experiences.
Dragon Ball Fighters single player, like the storyline.
It followed the storyline of the show, basically, but that's because that's what it was.
But production values were out of this world, and it looks incredible. But storyline, yeah, it was meh, average at best for me.
Well,
but yeah, I mean, in summary, for me, I think I'm definitely looking forward to it. I'm hoping it releases on all platforms and it's crossplay and all of that good stuff. Interested to see, what characters make the cut. I'm sure they're not gonna make the mistake of Street Fighter 3 where they're getting Luke. Interestingly, as you can see from the trailer, Luke is apparently going to play a pivotal role in the series. And I wonder
because the storyline is so important to Street Fighter, right? Come on.
But
and let's talk about the real important stuff. What do you guys think of that logo?
it's not great to me.
It's not, is it?
Nah.
Yeah, it's like
Yeah.
and the running joke, as I was telling Nav earlier, Street Fighter's got 6 emails.
It's got what?
Got 6 emails, like like a notification symbol. If it was an Apple, oh gosh,
You have to wait for it to come back.
joke, just clearly over your head.
Overhead.
Yeah.
Anyway, on that note, so guys, tell us what you think of the trailer. What are you looking forward to for Street Fighter 6? And like, comment, and subscribe.
Bye,
And
everybody.
that's that for me.
Over and out.